Hi everybody, my name is Brian. I am a chess enthusiast and a player of chess, and I'm also our College Chess Club advisor. Thank you for joining us today. I've been making these videos for our students who have been attending our chess skills class, which meets on Thursdays at 2 p.m. in the Library and Learning Commons. If you're interested in joining us, please join us. This class is for beginners and intermediates. However, if you're advanced, hopefully you'll get something out of the class too, or come and help me teach the students. I'm okay at chess. I know the rules. I love playing chess. I'm better than some, but not as good as others. So take that for what it's worth. But if you're interested in learning more about chess, please join us. Today's class, this is an old screen. I just reused, but as we've been going through the class, we discovered that as a couple people have joined us, they're not even sure how to play chess. So I thought I'd quick make this video for everybody to bring them up to speed on what the objectives of chess are, how to move the pieces, and also what are some of the special moves that are involved with chess. So real quick demo today. I hope you enjoy it. Let's go to we're in chess.com right now, or I'm in chess.com right now. Let me go to set up an analysis board. There we go. Position is set up. So the objective basically is to maneuver your pieces into something where you can checkmate your opponent, and where they are put in check and they can't move. Now, not all games are going to be this quick. This was just a 4-move checkmate. I believe it's called the Scholar's Mate. Chances are you're not going to, well, very, very, very new people may fall into this trap. As you can see, the queen is attacking the king, and the king has basically no attack square, and because it's always covered by the king, and our queen is protected by the bishop, and there's no way for black to take the queen. So that's the objective, is to put your opponent into what we call is checkmate, where they cannot defend their king or move their king out of check. So that's the objective. Alright, so how do the pieces move? You saw me do that really quickly. First of all, pawns. Let's talk about pawns first. They can move or they can move 2 squares on their first move if you want, or they can move 1 square at a time if you want. That's basically, they only move forward. They cannot go backwards. They can only attack diagonally. So this example shows black is threatening on this pawn, is threatening our white pawn here. It's our turn, so we can take that piece. That pawn. That's how pawns move. When they make it all the way to this back rank, or the 8th rank, you can basically turn them or promote them into any piece you would like, whether it's a queen, a rook, a bishop, or a knight. And there are instances when you want to do one of those, where it's not always a queen, but you can promote them to a queen once you progress them to the 8th rank, if you can. Okay, that's how pawns move, and that's how they attack. Our next piece is a knight. They move in these L configurations. They can jump pieces, or pawns. They can, but the square that they are going to has to be empty. One little thing that we always tell people is to try to develop your pieces toward the center. And what that means is these are all of the squares that you can go to with this knight. Now, you can't go to this square right now because there's a piece on it, or there's a pawn on it, but you could move them, or move that piece to any of these squares if they were empty. So there are 8 possible squares that this piece could go to, again, if they were empty. Likewise, another thing we always say in terms of knights, there's a saying that says a knight on the rim is dim, and this is why it's like that, is because there's really only a few places that this piece, the knight, could go to if it's on the rim. So like I said, it's really great if these pieces are developed towards the center. So let's go back and create an analysis board. We'll set up a position. We'll get rid of everything. Let's talk about the knight again. As you can see, these are all of the squares that a knight can go to. That's a total of 8. Okay, let's talk about our next piece in our lineup. So the knight goes here. Always when you set up a board, the white square goes in the bottom right, and there are a total of 64 squares on this board. It's an 8 by 8 grid. Alright, so when you set up your board, your knights go here. The next piece we usually set up is our bishop. Now bishops move diagonally. Okay, so how many squares does this piece control in this position? Well, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 right off the bat, if no other pieces were in front of it. But if we were to move this piece to the middle of the board, again, they can move diagonally, not like the pawns that can only move forward. They can't move backward, remember. So how many pieces, or how many squares now does this piece control, the bishop? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So a lot more squares if they're in the center. So that's how your bishop moves. Okay, diagonals. Our next piece is the rook. Now rooks, they move perpendicular and they move horizontally. Okay, so how many squares can a rook control? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, that's your rook. Okay, you can move them like the bishop. You can move it as many squares as you want in that single line, as long as it doesn't jump any pieces or come up to another piece. Okay, does that make sense? Hopefully so. Then our next piece, actually let's set the board up so we've got the pieces we've already covered. Okay, our next piece is the queen. When you set up the board, there's a saying that says the queen goes on her own color. So we have the white set, so the white queen goes on the white square. Now basically a queen is a rook and a bishop combined. So the queen goes diagonally. The queen goes on files and ranks. Okay, so this right here, this 4 is the 4th rank, and the E is the E file. So how many squares does the queen control? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27 squares the queen can control if it's in the center. It's your most powerful piece. You want to protect it. Next is your king. Your king is really not a piece. Your king is your king. So you can't live without your king. Your king can go 1 square in any direction. Okay? So those are your pieces. Let's put our pawns back on the board like this. You know what I should have done was just oops. No. There we go. What I should have done is just reset the board and I wouldn't have had to do all this, but that's okay. Rooks go on the corners, then you've got your bishops, then you've got, excuse me. Then you've got your knights, then your bishops. Okay, now let's kind of go through some special moves here. As I said, pawns when they start, really? Come on. Okay, let's, as I said, pawns can go to, they can go to, hold on, something's not working right. Okay, they can go 2 on their first move, or they can go 1. Okay, actually I probably wouldn't do that. Let's just do let's do an Italian game. So again, bishops can go diagonally. Your knights can go in your L configuration. This is our Italian game. It's an actual opening that is played. If we had moved this bishop to this square instead, it would be a Ruy Lopez. As you attend our classes and kind of learn what we're doing here, a lot of these openings have different names, and as you develop in chess, you'll start to learn some of these openings. But in the next couple of videos, I talk about the principles of what to do in your games, and I do have a video on what to do in the opening. I don't look at any particular openings like the Italian game or the Ruy Lopez or the London or the Accelerator Dragon or any of that, or the Evans Gambit, Queen's Gambit, King's Gambit. I don't look at the specific openings in that video, but just some opening concepts like controlling the center, moving out your pieces, moving each piece once before you move a piece twice, those types of things, castling in the opening. The next special move I want to talk about, actually I think it's Black's move, now it's White's move. The next move I want to talk about is called castling. Now you can do this on either side of the board as long as there are no pieces in between the two pieces, the king or the rook. Let me fix that. Okay, so castling, you move your king over 2 and then you put your rook on the other side. That's called a king side castle. Now the reason you want to do that is because the king now has 3 nice protectors right in front of it, so it's nice and safe. If we did that on the other side, what it would do, first we'd have to clear these pieces, put them on the board, and then the king would go over 2, and then the rook would be on the other side. It would be, oops, nice. So the king would go over 2, and then the rook would go on the other side. Like I said, if these 3 pieces weren't here. Okay, that would be called a queenside castle. Okay. Let's see. En passant. We didn't really go through that yet. So as we're playing our game, maybe, let's see, I think it's Black's turn. Let's move. Let's stop. Okay, let's kind of move some of these pieces around. Hold on a second. Let's go and we'll open up another analysis board. Set up a position is fine. Okay, we'll load it in. So again, we're going to move our king's pawn up 2. Black responds with moving their king's pawn up 2. We're going to attack it with our knight. They're going to defend it with their pawn, or they could have moved their knight out here too to defend it. Okay. Our next move, let's see, let's move our bishop out here. Again, this is the Italian game. Maybe they might want to move their knight out. Now for the purposes of this video, I just want to show you what en passant is. We probably wouldn't be moving like this, but let's just assume that, okay, we're going to go there, okay, they're going to do that, we're going to do that, and then Black's going to move this pawn up 2 squares. Now en passant, it means in passing. So what that means is they just took their pawn and they moved it 2 squares and forward, but what it's doing is it's passing an attacking square. This pawn here is controlling this square. So what we can do is en passant, by moving this pawn to c6, we will basically take away this pawn. That's called en passant. That's a special move. Okay. Let's see. I think that is about it in terms of how the pieces move. You kind of see, how the pieces move. And I don't know. If you have any questions, let me know. I think I covered basically the rules. Again, our goal is to put our opponent's king in checkmate so that they cannot move out of check. I can't really do that from this. This probably isn't a very good move, but I'm just trying to show you some of the concepts here. We're not putting this, actually let's go back. We're checking the king here, but the king has 2 flight squares. The king, no, they can't take my piece because they can't take this piece because it's protected by my knight, but they could move the king out of the way. Okay, now that was just check, and we've moved out of check. Checkmate would be if they were here. Let's go back. If they were here and we moved a piece to attack the king and they couldn't get out of check. Okay, that'd be checkmate in the end of the game. All right, I think that's basically it. I've shown you basically like I said, the objective, which is put your opponent into checkmate. I've shown you how the pieces move, and I've shown you, I believe, all of the special moves that there are in chess. If you have any questions, let me know. Bring them to class with you, or put them in the chat. I'll put some in the comment section. If you like the video, let me know. I'm going to try and put out more of these videos every week once we have the class. As I said, I'm just an advocate for the game. I do love the game. I am by no means a master or really spectacular at the game, but I'm here for you to teach you how to play chess, and I'm your advisor, so let me know. All right, take care. See you on Thursday at 2 o'clock in the Library and Learning Commons, room 206. And if you are a guest, thanks for joining, and especially thanks for listening to the whole video. And if you have any questions or comments, let me know. Thanks. Take care. Bye-bye.